สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่ China 1 Minute Plus นะครับวันนี้เราก็จะเป็นอีกวันหนึ่งนะฮะในการสัมภาษณ์คุณ Jeff Towson นะครับเป็นตอนที่เราจะมาคุยถึงเรื่องว่าสิ่งที่ต้องรู้ก่อนบุกตลาดจีนครับหลายๆคนที่ติดตามช่องของเราอาจจะพอรู้มาบ้างนะครับแต่เราอยากจะทราบมุมมองของคุณ Jeff Towson นะครับคนที่มี experience อยู่ในตลาดจีนนานแสนนานมากเลยนะครับตอนนี้เขาก็ได้เบสอยู่เมืองไทยนะฮะถ้าใครมีคำถามอะไรก็สามารถถามเรามาได้นะครับเดี๋ยวเราจะคุยกับคุณ Jeff ให้หรือว่าสามารถไปที่ jefftowson.com ได้นะครับเพราะว่าเขาก็มีคอร์สออนไลน์เกี่ยวกับตลาดจีนเหมือนกันครับผมดังนั้นเราลุยกันเลยครับว่าสิ่งที่ต้องรู้ก่อนบุกตลาดจีนครับ
So for Thai business to either attract Chinese tourists or to expand into China, is there any like top 3 things that they must know, or top tips that you can give them if they want to start capturing this business?
Expanding into China.
Yeah, either expanding or attracting Chinese tourists.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about it is the e-commerce world is so developed in China, you can try out a lot of stuff and see what works. It used to be you had to go there and open stores and then hope people showed up. And the licensing is difficult and all of that. A good first step is just to do cross-border e-commerce. Just start selling stuff. And once you start putting up a little store on Taobao or whatever, that will immediately force you to start doing digital marketing into China, right? So you'll just start. And you'll see what works and what doesn't. And if you actually start to get traction, then that opens up the door of, okay, maybe it's time for us to have a partner in China to do more. Or maybe it's time to open our own business in China. It's a good first step. And it also gets you very savvy about how things are changing. I think that's a good idea, especially if you're anything, even if you're not going to go there, but they're coming here, I would still start to engage with JD, Pinduoduo, Taobao, just start getting used to this Dianping, even if it's just like 1 or 2 people in your company, and it's a little primitive store, just start moving yourself up the curve in terms of your understanding of how things work. And maybe you'll succeed, maybe you'll fail. And if nothing else, it'll get you smarter about it because most of that stuff is going to be here eventually. That's usually my advice to companies like in Italy and France. Just open a cross-border store and just start to spend your days on Weibo and WeChat and live streaming and Douyin and all of that. I talked to a bunch of major companies in China like the Budweisers, the Zaras, all these major brands in China. And they always say the same thing. They say like, we used to do our digital marketing out of the headquarters, right? Like for Zara would be Spain, Budweiser, St. Louis. He says in every case, the headquarters has basically cut us free and said, look, you're in China, do your thing. Don't run it through us anymore because it's slowing you down and the world is too fast. And they all describe their digital marketing teams in China as the frontier for the company globally. And all the other geographies are watching the China team because they're so much further ahead than everybody else. It's becoming like the innovation center that everyone studies. That's probably a good posture to have. Have a China digital marketing team, cross-border team, and just let them do their thing. And then the rest of the company can watch them and start to learn, okay, this is going to happen, even if it doesn't work. But like if you ever look at Taobao, like Singles Day in China, if you go to Alibaba's headquarters, all the brands have rooms in the headquarters. Like Budweiser will have 30 people and Coke will have 30 people, and they're working 24/7 to do well during Singles Day. And there's hundreds of companies that do this.
What are they there
and they're
for?
Just become
like fulfillment.
They're there to maximize their sales on Singles Day, responding to customers, doing live streaming, hosting 24-hour live streaming with top influencers. They have literally teams that don't sleep. They all go to the Alibaba headquarters. They have rooms, like there's the Coca-Cola room, the Budweiser room, all these floors and floors of them. And they are just on top of everything. And that's the frontier of all of this on the planet. So just designate a couple people to be like, get in this game and start to learn this game. It's like joining the Olympics. and that's how they call Singles Day. They call it the Olympics of brands.
Oh.
Just start to compete in the Olympics, and our teams will get better. So it's amazing to watch what they do. Like,
So
I think it's worth having. I would do that for sure. I'd have a couple people just get in this game and start doing it.
Okay. So first point is that one first point, or there's many point in there already? Is to set up.
I would say just do an
into
e-commerce cross-border channel. And if you're a business, you'll have to get a business license, or you'll have to have a service in China that sets up your business license if you're going to market and do stuff in China. So there's a little bit of a regulatory thing, but obviously Taobao and Tmall, like Taobao and AliExpress, they want every merchant group in the world to be on their platform. So they will make it easy for you. Or go to Alibaba.com. And now they're trying to train like 100,000 influencers around the world to start to live stream to Chinese consumers. But you have to speak Chinese. So it's the big platforms are going to do everything they can to help you because they want you to be in this game. It's a fun game. It's difficult though.
Yeah, it's actually fun. It has to have a certain type of knowledge first before going in, I think, because like you can waste so much money just trying out different things. So I think then we can change the question a little bit on how to like what are the key 3 areas do you think people have to look for? So after this podcast or video, they can just search and like, okay, these are the 3 topics I need to know before I actually enter into China.
Depends if you're B2B or B2C, it's different, right? If you're on B2B, I would go to Alibaba.com, which has a new initiative. They've been rolling it out in the last 6 months. They just had a big announcement. They're trying to connect small businesses around the world with businesses in China and the US. They're trying to connect all the B2Bs in the world. So you can buy goods, supplies for your factory anywhere. And they're launching all these services right now. So go to Alibaba.com, look at what they're doing if you're B2B. I think that's great. For B2C, JD, Pinduoduo, Taobao, start to see about setting up an online store.
Okay.
That would be 2. In terms of knowledge, I don't know. It really depends what business you're in. Like if you're in banking, a lot of that doesn't help you. If you're in tourism, that stuff I just said probably doesn't help you that much. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so there's 2.
Yeah, I think because it's very industry specific. So
yeah.
It's if anyone want to have any more questions, then they can just go to your website, right?
Yeah, if you want, go to my little, I have my little jefftowson.com website. I teach an online class now there, which is all about...
Is it like video? Is it live class or videos?
No, it's articles and podcasts where every week I send out articles and podcasts about various Chinese companies, what they're doing. Asia, it's called Jeff's Asia Tech Class. And we talk about digital strategy for China, Asia. And it's about 4 to 5 podcasts and articles per week about, and it's a class. The idea is not to be entertaining. It's to every week send certain sorts of key ideas that build on each other so that if you do it for several months, you look back and suddenly you have a lot of expertise. So it's training. And that's been doing pretty well. We're getting a ton of signups out of Thailand. Actually, it's kind of crazy this week.
Oh, wow. Okay. It could be because of Sassin.
I don't know what it's from. I've told my students at Sassin they're not allowed to sign up because it's like $10 a month. So I've told my students you're not allowed because you're my students. But yeah, so we've had all these signups out of Thailand. None of them are my students. I checked because I said, look, can't do it because I'm a professor. And so they're Thai, but they're not my students.
I think one thing that we can do, like for example, because I'm your student in Sassin, right? And you've been teaching for, I think we finished this class already.
After the class, it's okay.
Yes.
But
So right now, like everything, I think is very knowledgeable and very eye-opening, especially for people who has never get into China before. We learn about like all this application in China. So I think anyone who's listening right now after this video is a good idea for them to either go to your website, sign up for this course, and also like just generally reading up on social media in China. It's very interesting, I believe.
yeah, we do. It's jefftowson.com. You'll see it there. And it's the first month is free trial anyway. So the first month doesn't cost anything anyways. See if it works. That's kind of the pitch. And pretty much everyone who signs up stays. So that's nice.
That's very good. Okay. So if anyone else have any question, I guess they can just comment it down below. And then if anything that is very specific to you or a very hard question, then I'll pass it on to you so that if they find this session very interesting, then we might do it again and again, just to keep update on China marketing and digital space. Is that okay?
Cool. That'd be great.
Okay, so I think I wouldn't waste any much of your time. Thank you very much, Jeff, for being here, and hopefully we get to do this again.
Anytime.
นั่นแหละครับก็คือสิ่งที่ต้องรู้ก่อนบุกตลาดจีนนะครับใครอยากจะติดตามหาข้อมูลเพิ่มเติมเนี่ยสามารถเข้าเว็บไซต์ของเราได้นะครับที่ levelupthailand.com นะครับหรือว่า Facebook ที่ levelupchina นะครับก็สามารถทำได้สามารถทักเข้ามาได้เลยนะครับอยากทราบเรื่องอะไรเกี่ยวกับตลาดจีนหรือว่าต้องการให้เราไปสัมภาษณ์ใครเนี่ยสามารถทักเข้ามาได้เพราะว่าเราจะได้ทำวิดีโอดีๆให้กับคุณครับผมสุดท้ายนี้อย่าลืมกด subscribe ติดตามช่องของพวกเราด้วยนะครับเราจะได้มีกำลังใจในการทำวิดีโอดีๆอย่างนี้ต่อไปนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ